Hi there students, welcome back again to another video lesson for grade 7 mathematics. So after we have discussed mean, median, mode of ungrouped data, so next will be measures of central tendency for group data. So since group data na ang ating pinag-uusapan, we will be using frequency distribution table. And then since iba-iba yung mga formula na gagamitin natin to solve for mean, median, and mode, so 3 separate video lessons po yan magkakasunod after mean, median, and then mode. So for this video lesson, we will be discussing on how to calculate the mean of group data. So average. So let's start. So for our lesson objective, we will be calculating the measures of central tendency of group data. So since tatlo yan, mean, median, and mode, so una muna natin is mean. Okay, so yung average of group data. So let's have mean of group data. So in calculating measures of central tendency of group data, data should be presented using a frequency distribution table. Okay, so since we're talking about group data na, hindi na ungroup, so malalaking mga data na ang pinag-usapan natin dito, maraming frequency na. Okay, like for example, 100 items, 100 scores. Okay, so kapag ganon, kailangan talaga natin gamitin or i-present sila using a frequency distribution table para mas well-presented sila and well-organized. So there are two types of method used in solving for the mean of group data, which are using direct method and assumed mean method. So dito sa video lesson na to, ituturo ko po sa inyo kung paano i-calculate yung mean using two different methods. So kahit alin man dyan sa method na yan ang gamitin natin para i-compute yung mean ng group data, parehong sagot din po ang kanyang ipoprovide. So, ipapakita natin yan using one example and then using the two formulas. So, para makita nyo na kahit anumang formula ang ginamit natin or gagamitin natin, parehong sagot lang ang kanyang ibibigay. So, to calculate the mean of group data using the direct method, use the formula. So, by the way, yung direct method na to, ito po yung commonly talaga na ginagamit. Okay, so in order to calculate or to compute the mean of group data. So, ito yung kadalasang ginagamit. So, ayan, x bar. So, mean is equal to summation of the product of the frequency and midpoint or class mark all over n. So, yung mga variables na yan, so, explain po natin. So, x bar, that is mean. And then, f is the frequency. And then, x sub m, ito yung class mark. So, yung class mark, so, mamaya i-discuss natin kung paano nakukuha yan. And then, ayan, summation of the sum of the product of frequencies and class marks. Okay, so yung sigma, ito pong Greek symbol na yan, ang tinatawag po na sigma. So, kapag nakita po natin yung symbol na yan, it means summation. Ibig sabihin, na-add natin yung mga data. Okay, yung mga scores. And then, n is the total frequency. Total number of students. Total number of scores. Ayan, basta we're talking about total kapag n. So, calculate the mean score of 50 students in a summative test in statistics. So, apply natin yung formula through a given problem. So, ayan. Ayan po yung scores and then frequency. Okay, so as you can see, yung lowest possible score na pwedeng makuha ng bata is 56. And then yung highest score is yung perfect score, 100. Okay, so for each class, meron tayong mga frequency. Like for example, for 96 to 100, there are 3 students who got a score from 96 to 100. Maaring makakuha siya ng 97, 98, 96, 100. Basta pasok po dun sa range na yan. So, yung class na yan, so 96 to 100. So, let us now calculate the mean score. So, para gawin yon, let us add 2 more columns for class mark and the product of the frequency and class mark. So, kanina, sa example natin, sa previous slide, so nakita nyo doon is yung scores and frequency. So, kailangan nating mag-add ng 2 more columns. So, yung third column natin is yung class mark. And then, yung fourth column natin, ito yung product ng frequency and class mark. Okay, so, paano ba kinukuha yung class mark? Okay, so, i-add lang po natin yung 96 tsaka 100 and then i-divide natin sa 2. Okay, so 96 plus 100 we have 196 and then divide natin sa 2 we'll have 98. Okay, so pwede rin naman ilista natin yung mga numbers and then yung middle value, yun po yung magiging class mark. And then yung class interval natin dito is 5. So, magbilang tayo from 96 to 100, that is 5. And then, yung class interval na yon, isusubtract lang natin sa 98 para hindi na tayo paulit-ulit dun sa ina-add and then divide 2. Okay, so yun yung pinakamabilis na paraan. So, 98 minus 5, we have 93. And then, 88, 83, 78, 73, 68, 63, and then 58. And then, yung n natin dito, so i-add lang po natin yung mga frequency. Okay, so 3 plus 4, we have 7, plus 2, 9, plus 7, 16, plus 12, 28, plus 5, 33, plus 6, 39, plus 9, 48, plus 2, 50. So, 50 students po, kaya kailangan yung total natin is also 50. Next, yung fourth column natin, so i-multiply lang po natin yung frequency tsaka yung nakuha nating mga class mark. So, 3 times 98, that is 294. 4 times 93, we have 372. 2 by 88, we have 176. 7 by 83, we have 581. And then, 12 times 78, so we have 936. 5 times 73, we have 365. 6 times 68, we have 408. 9 times 63, we have 567. And then, finally, 2 times 58, that is 116. So, para makuha natin yung summation ng f of x, ay fx, summation ng product nung frequency and class mark, so, i-add lang po natin lahat nung mga nakuha nating product sa fourth column. So, 294 plus 372 up to 116. So, add lang natin. Okay, so, upon adding the scores, ang summation po is 3,815. Okay, so make sure na tama yung pagka-multiply natin. Tsaka, syempre, unang-una muna is yung tama yung mga nakuha nating class mark. Kasi kapag mali yung class mark natin, sa fourth column, mali na po agad yun. Totally, mali na rin po yung makukuha nating summation. So, since 3,815 yung nakuha nating sum dun sa fourth column, so apply na po natin ngayon yung formula. So, calculate the mean using the formula. So, ito yung formula natin kanina. Mean is equal to summation of the product of frequency and the class mark all over n. So, yung nakuha nating summation is 3,815, di ba? So, ito siya. And then, over n, that is 50 kasi there are 50 students. So, i-divide lang po natin yon sa 50. So, 3,850 divided by 50, we will get 76.3. Or pwede natin yang i-round off 76. So, ibig sabihin, yun po yung mean score, yung average score ng students. So, I hope naging clear sa inyo yung first method. So, we'll have the second method now, which is yung assumed mean. So, ito po yung formula for assumed mean. So, that is x bar. So, mean is equal to assumed mean plus the product of the interval and summation of the product of frequency and deviation all over n. Ayan. So, ipapaliwanag natin yung mga variables, yung mga letters na nakikita nyo dyan sa formula. So, yung una is yung x bar, that is mean. And then AM, that is assumed mean. F is frequency. And then D, deviation. And then summation of FD, that is sum of the product of frequencies and deviations. And then I is yung class interval. And then N is the total frequency. So, kagaya ng nakuha nating ay example natin kanina, so ayan pa rin naman. So, calculate the mean score of 50 students in a summative test in statistics. So, wala po tayong binago dyan na data. Okay, so same pa rin po yung gagamitin nating data. So, para mas makita nyo na alin mang method ang gamitin is magbibigay ng parehong sagot. So, yung nakuha nating mean kanina is 76.3. So, kailangan 76.3 din po ang makuha natin using the second method, yung assumed mean method. So, we will calculate the mean score now using assumed mean method. So, before that, we will add 2 more columns for deviation in FD. So, ito yan. So, ayan, yung pang 4th and 5th column. So, paano natin nakukuha yung deviation? Okay, so, dito, titignan natin dun sa mga frequency, alin yung pinakamataas. So, as you can see dito, yung class na 76 to 80, yun yung may pinakamataas ang frequency. So, kapag ganon, yun ang magsisilbing basis natin. Doon natin kukunin yung assumed mean. Okay, so, and then, kung yun ang kukunin natin, ilalagay natin dun sa column ng deviation, nakatapat doon is 0. And then, yung nasa lahat na nasa taas ng 0 na yon, yung classes na mas mataas sa 76 to 80, ay lahat positive. Yung mga nasa ibaba, lahat negative. So, magiging 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yung sa baba naman, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So, maaari yung negative mapunta sa taas, yung positive mapunta sa baba, depende sa pagkakaayos ng ating mga classes. Dito kasi, yung 96 to 100, yung pinakamataas, nasa taas siya. Pero kapag pinlace natin yung 96 to 100 sa pinakababa, pinagpalit natin silang pwesto ng 56 to 60, magbabaligtad po yan. Lahat ng positive nasa baba, lahat ng negative nasa itaas. Next. For the fifth column, so, multiply natin yung frequency dun sa nakuha nating deviation. So, 3 times 4, we have 12. 4 times 3, we also have 12. 2 times 2, we have 4. 7 times 1, 7. 12 times 0, that is 0. And then 5 times negative 1, negative 5. 6 times negative 2, we have negative 12. 9 times negative 3, we have negative 27. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So, yung next na gagawin natin dito, Lahat ng nasa taas, i-add natin. So, 12 plus 12 plus 4 plus 7. So, that is 35. And then, yung nasa baba naman, i-add lang natin dahil pareho naman silang negative lahat. So, negative 5, negative 12, negative 27, and negative 8. So, kapag pinag-add natin yan, ang makukuha nating sum is negative 52. And then, finally, add natin 35 plus negative 52, we have negative 17. So, yun po yung magiging summation niya, negative 17. So, ayan, pwede na nating i-apply yung formula. Okay, so sa assumed mean po, ang kinukuha natin dito is yung class mark. Okay, so yung class mark po ng 76 to 80 is 78. So, yun po yung ating kukunin. So, 78 plus, okay, so yung summation ng product ng frequency and deviation is negative 17. And then yung n natin is 50 times yung interval natin is 5. So yung 5 tsaka 50, pwede yung i-simplify. So 5 magiging 1 and then 50 magiging 10 kasi yung GCF nila is 5. Next, 78 plus negative 17 all over 10. 78 plus negative 17 over 10, basically negative siya, that is negative 1.7. So, since positive and negative, so I subtract natin and then follow the sign of the bigger value. So, yung mean natin is 76.3. So, as you can see, alinmang method ang ginamit natin or gagamitin natin, ipoprovide niya yung parehong sagot. So, dun sa direct method, yung first method natin, our answer is 76.3. Using assumed mean method, we also got 76.3. So, I hope naging clear yung ating discussion using the two methods in calculating the mean of group data, which is using direct method and assumed mean method. So, for the next video lesson, we will be discussing median of group data. So, we will calculate measures of central tendency of group data, particularly median of group data. So, I hope you've learned something from this video lesson. So, that's all. Thank you.